ningangena nibahame ningabashisa mara ukugwaza nokudubula ayikho emakhaya yabona ukushisa number 1 nokuhamba number 1.
Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Today's case is about a former police constable who allegedly opened insurance policies for her family members and went on a killing spree. Nomia Rosemary Ndlovu, a female Gauteng police officer who allegedly insured her family members, then went on a killing spree, wiping them out with the help of hitmen, then claiming from insurance companies. Among the people Constable Nomia Rosemary Ndlovu allegedly ordered hits on are her elderly mother, partner, 2 sisters, as well as her 5 nephews and nieces. By the time the killing spree that started in 2012 came to an end in 2018, 6 people had already been brutally killed and she had allegedly received almost 1.4 million rand in insurance claims. However, it is believed that what finally brought her down was ordering a hitman on her sister's children, the youngest whom was only 5 months old. The horrified hitman informed the police and a trap was set leading to her arrest. Ndlovu, who worked at the Tembisa police station at the time of her arrest, appeared at the South Gauteng High Court on Monday. She faces 6 counts of murder, 4 counts of fraud, obstruction of justice, and 8 counts of conspiracy to commit murder. According to the indictment, one of her victims was her sister Audrey, whom she had insured with different companies, enlisting herself as the beneficiary. On the morning of the 25th June 2013, she visited Audrey, allegedly made her tea, put a harmful substance in it, and gave it to her and left. When she went back to Audrey's house to check on her later that afternoon, she was still alive. She allegedly strangled her and left. Her body had already decomposed when it was later found. Ndlovu is said to have submitted several claims to various insurance companies on the policies she initiated on her sister and was paid over 700,000 rand. Years later, Audrey's son, Brilliant Mashiro, found out that Ndlovu had received money from insurance companies following his mother's death. He allegedly confronted her and demanded that she pay it to him. However, Ndlovu allegedly organized a hit on Mashiro too. His body, which had massive head injuries, was found on the streets. Not even Ndlovu's lover, Yungwani Maurice Mabasa, could be spared. On the 14th of October 2015, Mabasa was viciously attacked, sustaining horrific head injuries. His attackers dumped his body not far from Olifantsfontein police station and fled, but did not take his wallet and money. Insurance companies paid Ndlovu 416,357 rands, and she contributed 40,000 rands towards the funeral of the deceased. Another alleged victim of Ndlovu was her cousin, witness Madaka Homu, whom she had insured. One day, Homu left his home for work but never made it back. His body, with severe head injuries, was discovered in the bushes. According to the indictment, Ndlovu submitted several claims to various insurance companies following Homu's death and was paid 131,000 rand. However, she allegedly did not contribute a cent to Homu's family to help with the funeral expenses. Zanele Mota was a niece of Ndlovu's, who was also brutally killed, allegedly for insurance money at the behest of her aunt. Ndlovu allegedly took out funeral insurance policies for Mota from January 2016 to May that year. The following month, in June, she allegedly invited Mota to her house for 2 weeks. A few days later, Mota was found lying on the side of the road. She had been severely attacked, and her head injuries rendered her unable to speak. She died a few days later. The insurance companies paid a total of 119,840 rand to Ndlovu. Ndlovu did not contribute to the funeral expenses of Mota 2. Mayeni Mashaba was also a relative of Ndlovu who was shot dead on the day that Ndlovu had arranged that they meet. It's not yet known if he had also been insured by Ndlovu. The other people that Ndlovu is accused of trying to kill are her mother Maria Nyavana Moshwana, her sister Nomasonto Gloria Ndlovu, and her 5 children. Allegations are that she had taken several insurance policies in her mother's name and gave a hitman, like Kiwem Kize, 2,600 rand to kill her. She allegedly pointed out her mother's house to Mkhize, gave him the money, and left as he entered her mother's house. Mkhize went inside the house, and when he saw an old vulnerable woman standing in front of him, his nerve failed him. He could not go ahead with the heat. Instead, he asked for water and left. After Mkhize failed to kill her mother, Ndlovu allegedly contacted another hitman, Njabulo Vincent Kunene, and asked him to kill her sister, Nomasonto, and her 5 children. It is believed that this was a second attempt on Nomasonto's life, as Ndlovu's first hit on her the previous year in 2017 had failed. Kunene was allegedly horrified at the suggestion that he kill a woman and all her 5 children, one of whom was 5 months old. He did not want to go ahead with the hit and instead told the police, who then set up a trap for Ndlovu. On the day of the planned murder, Ndlovu Kunene, another man as well as an undercover police officer, made their way to her sister's house in a car furnished with a recording device that recorded audio and visuals inside. Along the way, Ndlovu allegedly bought petrol and told the hitmen that they must kill her sister and children by burning them inside the house. She allegedly made it clear that the family must not be shot, as that would raise suspicion. The indictment states that Ndlovu would give them sleeping tablets, and when they are asleep, the hitmen must break into the house, put socks into their mouths, and set them alight. She handed the undercover police officer a plastic bag full of pills. Ndlovu also told them that another plan is to strangle the intended victims and to set them alight. She warned them not to use a knife or a gun in killing her family, as it will delay the insurance claims, whereas a fire would not raise suspicion, as it will look like an accident. Here is a video where Ndlovu tells the hitman how she wants her family members to be killed.
Rosemary Ndlovu allegedly went on a killing spree, and her sister Joyce and her 5 children would have been target number 8.
Number 1.
In the video, Ndlovu is heard telling the 2 men and an undercover officer that all 6 of her own family members should be wiped out in the fire. On their way to Bushbuck Ridge, where her sister Joyce lived with her children, they stopped to buy petrol, which would be used to set them alight. Seemingly unaware that she was being recorded, Ndlovu told the men she would show them where her sister lives, then hike back. Ndlovu told the hitman she checked herself into the hospital 2 days before in an attempt to create an alibi.
Ngibuyela la esibhedlela. Ngibuyela la esibhedlela nayo baba endlini uyazi ukuthi ngila esibhedlela. So la esibhedlela ngicelile banginikeze ipass out bathe ngibuye ngo4. So lana noma ngafika ngo5 6 7 akunandaba. Esilong ngibuyile. So ngoba ngithi indawo ekushisa ifuna ngishise kusebusuku.
The news of her sister's passing would find her in a hospital bed. She would then head home and begin claiming insurance policies.
Ndlovu also made it clear to the hitman that she would only be claiming the death of her sister, and that the only reason why the children will be killed is to eliminate any witnesses. After pointing out the sister's house to the hitman, Ndlovu asked to be taken to a taxi rank where waiting police officers arrested her. Her sister and her children were not harmed. Ndlovu has been in custody since March 2018, and her several attempts at being released on bail have failed. The trial continues. Now here's a summary of what has been said in this case. Nomia Rosemary Ndlovu is a former police officer that killed most of her family members for insurance payout. In 2012, she killed her cousin and received over 131,000 rand. In 2013, her sister and received over 700,000 rand. In 2015, that was her boyfriend. She received over 400,000 rand. In 2016, that was her niece. She received over 120,000 rand. In 2017, that was her nephew with an undisclosed amount. And in 2018, she hired a hitman to kill her mom, who is about 80 years old, as well as her sister and 5 children, which that led to her arrest, and her case is still undergoing trial. Now that's it from me. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing. Bye.